Hey, hello and welcome. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you here. I'm glad you're here. Let me know you're here. Say something in the comments. Say hello. Please put your reading requests or questions in the comments. See what I can do for you. It's a beautiful Friday evening. Hey, Shawnee. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Estap. Esap. How's everybody doing today? Did you navigate the T-square with Jupiter in the last 48 hours? How did that feel for you? I mean, Jupiter was in a T-square to both Mercury and Chiron. And it's kind of a challenging transit, and it was just happening. Hi, Mason and Sophia. Hi, Wendy. Hey, Kat. How are ya? Hey, Wendy. Make sure you put your reading requests or comments or anything like that in the comments. Your reading requests or your questions. I'm a longtime witch. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic. I'm a tarot reader. I'm an astrologer. So we've been navigating a T-square in Cancer. Yep. I know I had a hell of a day yesterday. Oh my God. When it rains and pours. That Jupiter was just... But I remembered that it was a T-square and that all the problems coming up were solvable. So, I was able to navigate it. I didn't have a sitter for my dog. I found one. I had just a bunch of little problems. So, well, Shawnee, you've had Cancer there. I'm sorry, you've had Jupiter there. Jupiter's a good luck. Hi, Danielle. Shawnee said, if I'm a Cancer moon and there's a T-square, the T-square is pointing to Jupiter in Cancer. So this would be your belief systems and stuff, Shawnee. And it was probably because you're a Leo and because you're a Cancer moon, this is probably the problem you solved earlier in the week. With what your doctor was recommending. Okay. Hi, Danielle. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Cat's had low energy for the last few weeks. That makes me think like It might have something to do with like Neptune or something, Kat. I don't think I've ever looked at your astrology chart. So, yeah, I understand, Kat. I think it feels like that to most of us right now. Most of us want to run. So, good to see you. Sophia asked, hoping to hear from my boyfriend who has passed. So, like I said, let me just say again, please put your reading requests or questions for me in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. The more specific a question, the better answer you'll probably get. So, Sophia, let me see if your boyfriend has anything to say. Is he a bit of a gamer, Sophia? He's showing me a game, and he's saying he's in his bliss. That's why I think he's a gamer. I believe he's also showing me him in your bedroom or something. Sort of like the way the light is shining. The way the light was shining, he just wants to let you know that that was him. And so I think it's like dark or something. It's nighttime. I think you're in your bedroom or something. I'm not sure exactly, but you've seen a figure, and he wanted to let you know that that's him. So he's with you, Sophia. Sophia says he is a gamer. Yep. Yep. Hey, Megan. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here, Megan. So if you want to go deeper in a reading with me, Sophia, you're welcome to book a private with me. But yeah. So Kat, you're a Leo, Taurus, Aries, and the energy's been getting less and less since the solar flares and the eclipse. I really would love a reading if you could get Mary or any of my grandparents. I'd love to see if you can get my grandpa Charlie. He rarely comes across, but he transitioned in the 1970s, Charlie. So first of all, the reason your energy's going down, Kat, is because Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn are all retrograde in Aries, although Saturn's moved back into Pisces, but it's still retrograde and it's going to go forward again. There's a lot going on in Aries and Uranus is headed back to Taurus. So of course you're low energy right now. I'm sure I can connect to all of your grandparents. Grandpa Charlie. Grandpa Charlie keeps saying he's been reborn. He's saying he's reborn. He's somebody's child. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Megan, yes, Spirit has messages for you, of course. What kind of message would you like to have? You just want a generic message? You're asking a generic question. Wendy wants to know if there's any messages from her late husband. Wendy, he's showing me a bit of a like a garage or a workspace, some sort of workspace. Wendy must be good with his hands or work in a garage or a workspace of some sort. So the workspace that he's in, he wants to let you know that he's comfortable and he's okay. All right. Danielle's asking, does my Nana or Grandpa have any suggestions for me, please? Messages. Nana or Grandpa. Nana or Grandpa. They're showing me them dancing. I would say like old-fashioned swing dancing, Danielle. It's not like slow dancing. It's more like old-fashioned, like 1950s. Dancing. Danielle, I'm speaking right now to your grandparents. I'm telling you. Can you validate? I prefer if you validate, and then I'll continue. Wendy says yes. Thanks so much. You're welcome. Kat said, can you get if Charlie is back in our family or somewhere else? Yes, he is back in your family. He's in your direct family. Is it with her kids? Yeah, he says yes. So is Kevin. Charlie, are you Kevin? No. Oh, was Charlie in a war or something, Kat? Was Charlie in a war? His soul is split, so there's two people that are him. He said Kevin is one of them. Okay. He must have been in a war. Charlie says he was in a war. Angela says, any messages from my son? Angela, did he like to run? Was he very high energy? Did he like sports or something? He's telling me to come on, and he's running. And he's saying, come on, like he's having a great time. And he's running. He just wants to let you know that he's okay. He seems to be pretty happy. And he just is running. He's also saying he did that in a dream. He had you follow him in a dream. He said follow him in the dream. Did you have a dream of him running or something? Danielle, they used to dance when they were young, probably in the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s. That would make sense. They're very young in this image, Danielle. Shawnee wants to know if Corey has anything to say. Danielle, they used to dance when they were young. Ask your parents. Your grandfather just said, how do you expect us to dance when we're old? He's laughing at you. He's making a joke. Okay. I feel like their kids know. So I guess that would be like your mom or dad or somebody. Ask your parents. Shawnee, Corey is saying that you heard him. He said you heard him. He said what he had to say. You must have recently heard him or communicated with him. Yeah. Yeah. In the Korean War. Yeah. Yeah, Cat. His soul is split, so now there's, because in the Korean War he killed somebody. So now his soul is split into two people. Which one of them is your son, Kevin? The other one is his soulmate. But he's saying they don't get along very well. Angela, you are dreaming of him, but you're not remembering the dream. Are you taking sleep medications? What are you taking that's blocking you from remembering your dreams? If you're taking any kind of sleep aids or anything like that, or having cannabis or alcohol before you go to sleep, it will block you from remembering your dreams. Okay? Your son is in your dreams. Yeah, I bet you, Danielle, you'll come back to me tomorrow and say, "Oh my gosh, Hollis." He didn't say he didn't want to talk to you, Shawnee. He said he already spoke to you. He said he is already speaking to you. You do hear him. You hear him in your mind, Shawnee. You do hear him. You hear him in your mind. You think it's your thoughts, but it's not. It's in your mind. It's called claircognizance. I've told you about this before. No. Cat, no, your grandma was not his soulmate. Your grandma was his twin flame. She was trying to help him not get involved in the war, but he did anyway, and then she accepted it. She tried to help him heal, but there's only so much you can do about that. Okay. Angela, if you want to remember the dreams from your son, I suggest that you find a different way to go to sleep. Try staying in the natural rhythm. Try drinking chamomile tea. Try putting a journal next to your bed. Try putting on sleep vibration music. There's so many ways to improve your sleep other than to take sleep aids. Hey, Brianna and Tammy Wordock and Carla, welcome. Welcome. All right. Tammy Wordock, any messages for me? Tammy, you have a sarcastic spirit around you, and they're very sarcastically saying, well, just give her a generic answer then. You're doing great. You have a very sarcastic energy around you, Tammy. Oh, man, she's funny. I'm doing pretty good, Brianna. Thank you. So when you ask generic questions, your spirit guides, your spirit guides will often give you generic answers. Can you please explain? Shawnee asked. Shawnee said, I don't think I could do it. Yes, you can, Shawnee. Everyone can do it. Can you please explain twin flame soulmates and soul catalyst contracts? Okay. So, soulmates are just like they sound. Listen to the word soulmates. This is when, at some point in past lives, many lifetimes ago, a soul kills somebody else, usually in a war or something like that. That's the number one reason. And the soul splits. When the soul splits, the souls come, those two souls or three souls or whatever will come back and try to raise each other's vibration, and get away from the things that drove the person to kill somebody or to think that killing someone was okay, even if they were on a different team, even if you were part of a war. Now, sometimes a soul will split, and then that soul will come back and be faced with the same challenge again. And if they still kill, the soul will be split again. Okay. Until the soul starts to make better choices. And those souls will eventually live an entire life together and then die together. And then when they do that, that's when the soul is reunited. Okay, that's when the soul becomes one. All right. And that could take several lifetimes for the soul to be reunited, for the soul to, be enlightened. That could take numerous lifetimes. I mean, most of us live like 100 or more lifetimes. All of us have at least one soulmate, probably, if not two or three. In a past life, most of us have been in a war or something like that, especially if you hate war now. I guarantee you killed someone in a past life. Okay. You were probably part of a war. Okay. If you're a really great person now, you were probably a bad person in a past life. Okay. Because we learn from our past lives and we evolve past those things, hopefully. So that's soulmates, right? And soulmates in today's world, you can tell by looking at them astrologically. They usually have past life connections. They often are literally cut from the same cloth, so they're very similar. They'll have similar mannerisms. They'll have similar personality traits. They'll even have similar astrology placements, even if they're like several generations apart from each other, such as a grandfather and a child or something like that. And most of the time with soulmates, even if it is a person that you fall in love with and marry, there's often no choice in the matter. So somehow you end up with this person and there is no choice. Now, soul contracts are kind of the same thing, or soul catalyst or a soul contract is kind of the same thing, except that they're not of the same soul. The person is put here on earth to specifically trigger you in a particular way to make life hard, so that you change in a particular fashion. They usually are not very, sometimes, usually you cannot resist that contract. That's why it's a contract. So you made the contract before you were born. You cannot resist it. You must go towards that person. It's sort of like a soulmate in that way. You will not be able to resist them. And a lot of times they will end up messy or they're not always the easiest of relationships, soul contracts. I mean, sometimes they come and go, but you won't be able to resist that contract. You'll have to do it. And hopefully the free will part comes in of whether you learn a lesson from that soul or not. That's the part that's important. The same thing goes for soulmates. If you are with a soulmate for a while and one of you dies, or you guys split up or something, that hopefully you learned from that. And then twin flames are usually opposites. And these are two energies that are opposite each other, or often very opposite, and as a result of being opposites, they come together freely of free will. And when they do, they usually make each other's life a better life. it's so much better. They also create things that make the world a better place. This could be anything from children to businesses. These are power couples. These are people that you meet that you're like, wow, those are really powerful twin flames. Those are two people that's why we call them twin flames, because that's where the word comes from, the flame, right? So that's their light burning bright comes together with another person's light burning bright, and both of them come together to make the world a better place, shining their light, you see? So uh sometimes you'll be with a twin flame and the free will, they'll decide that they want to go back to drugs or something like that, and that will ruin the relationship. But there are many twin flames in your life as well. And twin flames are usually intended to help you raise your vibration, go to the next level. Okay. I guess all contracts are like that. All people in your life to some degree will raise your vibration. Okay. Tammy Wordhock. You're welcome, Tammy. Jane Goodall has already come through with me, Kat, because she is a spirit that I look up to, a person that I looked up to, and now she's already on the other side. She's grateful to be on the next adventure, as she said she would be. I'm not sure what you're hoping to get from her. The one interesting thing that I thought was interesting was that there were parts of her journey that she took responsibility for things that she shouldn't have, or that were not necessarily her fault, and she learned through them, especially when they started using chimpanzees for medicine. She started to be afraid that that was her fault, but it actually wasn't, and she's glad she realizes that fully and completely now on the other side. Brianna said, can you get anything from my spirit guides? Am I supposed to go back to doing more live readings and more active in sharing my gift? Brianna, there's a different way is what they're saying. There's a different way, and I'm not sure you're supposed to be sharing exactly the way you were before. So there's a different way. Are you thinking of a different way of doing things? It's a new way, a different way. Have you inquired about that? Yes, Kat, I would agree that she was an angel, but she actually wasn't an enlightened being, even though she seemed like she was. She's close to enlightenment, though. Close to enlightenment now. She only has one more lifetime, she says. She'll have to come back and finish up her enlightenment. All right, Danielle. Well, I look forward to a private reading with you soon. Carly said, anything from my sweet Kenny. Was he sarcastic too, Carly? I said that out loud looking at your message, and he said anything. He oh my gosh, he's funny. He's funny. So he said anything back to you. There you go. Sarcastic as hell, man. Very sarcastic. And he's laughing. He thinks it's hilarious. Okay. Brianna, I don't know. I don't quite remember what we talked about. But the fact that you keep talking yourself out of it, that's probably the way you need to go. Carly's like, that's my man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so funny, Carla. He's just literally sarcastic right back to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shawnee asked, hey, can you ask my spirit guides where my pendulum is? I've been looking for it for like 3 weeks and I can't find it. It fell behind or something, Shawnee. It's behind a piece of furniture. It fell behind. Okay. Danielle, my sister-in-law, Ashley. Danielle. Was there a window that was open that, or maybe not open, that there was like a curtain flying out for reasons that didn't make sense, or it shut on its own or something? Because she's saying that was her. She's showing me a window. I think it shut on its own. There also seems to be like a breeze or something, like with the curtains kind of blowing around, and it shut on its own. She's saying it was her. I don't know who that is. Good luck, Shawnee. I hope you find it. All right. Amber Sanchez is asking for her mom. Amber, she's making reference to a church and she's saying be careful. So I don't know if you're part of a church or whatever, but she's implying that the church is maybe not as honest as it should be. Okay. That's pretty common. Can you get any clarity for me? Kat said, can you get any clarity for me on the future of my dream of a tiny home village? I keep getting messages from Marty, my husband in spirit, but it's not clear when and where I'll be going to jumpstart this. Kat, you just need to be patient. It will happen slowly. You're already on the right track, he said. Okay. He says you're already on the right track. He said you have something to learn from the gardening project. So yes, do the gardening project. Okay. Oh my gosh, Shawnee. Anyway, I'm a longtime witch and a medium and an astrologer, and I do private readings. You can book them at my website right there above my head, and or I guess right there too. And you know, I'm an astrologer, I'm a psychic medium. I can connect much better in private. I give you way more details in private. You know, in this moment, in this here and now, I'm you know, I'm just kind of stirring around, being in public and doing little readings for everyone. Michelle said I was on your YouTube channel. Okay, Michelle, welcome here in Facebook. So I hope all of you are navigating. This is a pretty easy week, other than a little bit of maybe challenge this week. But just so you know, there's a resolve for it. You just have to look harder. Don't be too stubborn about it. Look a little bit harder, and you'll find the answer. As we go forward for over the weekend, you should feel pretty good energy. Should be lots of blessings and a lot of great things. So, I do a weekly broadcast for astrology on Mondays, where you can come and ask questions about your chart or whatever, and I'll do my best to answer them. I do that with my spouse, Bright Hawk, and we're probably going to be changing the way we do it, but I'm not completely sure exactly what that's going to look like just yet. But we do plan to make some changes. Anyway, I hope that most of you have enjoyed this evening. Just this little bit of readings. It's sometimes hard to do these readings here live. I have to sort of coast through everybody's messages and everyone's energy with a whole bunch of people watching me at once. It's not an easy thing to do. Shawnee said Hollis is amazing. They're a spiritual guide, coach, mentor. Everything I've had, medium, astrology, all of it with them, absolutely gifted. Thanks, Shawnee. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. And I do readings, I'm a mentor, I teach, I do coaching. I'll teach you to connect to the other side, because I don't think that you should have to keep coming back to mediums again and again and again and again. Um uh so I think that I think that I think that anyone can learn to connect. I think you're supposed to learn to connect, actually. I think it's actually good for you to learn to connect, because you're supposed to listen to your spirit guides, you're supposed to tap in, you're supposed to tap into spirits on the other side. So remember that your guides are always with you, and when someone passes, they are with you. They are on the other side, but they're still with you, and they're trying to guide you. And if you just take a little bit of time to listen in and see what you can tap into, then next thing you know, you might actually have the answers to most of your questions. And I do teach that, and I do guide you through that, and how to read those messages, where they come from, and how to interpret them. To the best of my ability, I try to help you. I'm a great teacher. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a natural teacher. And I also teach other things such as witchcraft, metaphysical things, astrology, and I also am happy to help by doing a reading for you, or help you move through grief, or to help you learn other ways to set up your life as a life coach. I can help you, especially if you're in therapy. This goes really well with therapy. So I've enjoyed everyone tonight. I'm glad that you tuned in, and I hope that you'll tune in again on Monday. And I hope that you'll go to my website. Thank you, Eileen. Eileen said, "Thank you, Hollis. You're a great teacher." Thank you. Please visit my website, where I put it in the comments. So you can absolutely go to my website and book directly with me. You can get yourself a reading or coaching. I would suggest that you get a package, so you get four coaching sessions with me, and I can really help you dig in and make progress in 4 sessions. It's hard to do it in just one session, but sometimes people just want to ask a few questions, and that's the need for one session. Okay. Anyway, I enjoyed you guys tonight, and I hope you have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, and enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourself. Do something nice for yourself this weekend. Good night.